The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing first play is Herbert. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
I'm sure after he caught the ball and looked up, he thought to himself, uh-oh, trying to find some space, trying to make people miss. But a swarm of defenders were there, and they dropped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. The Chargers at 8-1 on the year. They come in here hot. I mean, over the last 9, Charles, they are 8-1.
And that record, the way that they're playing, they've proven to me, and I think anyone else in the league, that they're able to go toe-to-toe with anyone, and they look forward to the challenge.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. This now a 3rd and 4. Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Here's Herbert. And it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Good coverage that time by Derwin James. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
Stroud. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Again, it's Stroud. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. And they'll start the drive here with an end around. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Well, this defense for the Texans, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get away. Wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Hey, Kappa.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown! Ryan McCarthy halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Chargers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Well, they get man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing now is Stroud. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. It turned out they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down. And it gets through, and now an opening. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got my cover. We just stuck out there, and they just got a nice first down.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Now a 2nd and 10. In motion goes the tight end. Stroud will look to throw once more. Finds his man. There's Jordan Addison. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 25-yard line. That's complete to Dell. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Stroud looking to throw. That is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. We pause for an injury here. It looks like it's Keenan Allen who's in some pain down there. They'll give it to Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Flushed out right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Here's Mixon. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Here's 2nd and 10. Herbert. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. He stiff arms him. And the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
Under.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Stroud to throw it. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Stroud and company going for it. That is caught. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. And that's a surprise to me. Typically when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? And Stroud now to throw. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. These two teams all tied after 1. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Stroud. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got... Inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here we go. Oh, boy.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in, announcing a firing. There's no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. Herbert back to the air. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Stroud sets up the play action. He finds his target, Allen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Jordan Addison, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On the give, it's Fidel. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here's 3rd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Throw left side complete. That's Parker. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's Page. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They get this out quickly to the left side. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Herbert now. It's complete to Parker, left side. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. A run. Here's Vidal. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And his kick is right there. It's good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And they'll accept that penalty. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Herbert. He's going to hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. There he goes left side. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
I know many talk about the kick return as maybe the most exciting play in football, but any type of a return where it's a change of possession, where the defense gets the ball, that's exciting too, but it's not just an accident. Once they get the football, they've worked on finding people to block, creating running lanes for the guy with the ball, and protecting him. And this one was a long run.
Absolutely, they did all of that and more. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon.
Rock to the right, rock to the right. Rock to the right.
Mixon is into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. The Charger drive about to get going. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before the break for Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
What a way to start the second half. These guys are showing no signs of letting up. They have a chance to take a decided advantage with this possession.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half. That first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
On the quick, right?
Here's Stroud. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Akers. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Stroud wants to change it up with an audible. On 1st down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run the counter. Newman. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On 3rd down, it's Newman. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Akers is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Akers again. And he will again go backwards as they drive him back to the 4-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
From the 4 now, 3rd and goal. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is now 24. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That one complete to McConkey. And getting this just shy of midfield and spotted at the 49. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Open man downfield, it's Palmer. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Only took them 3 plays, and they're already in the red zone, just like that.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Herbert. Flush to his right. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Lad McConkey with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Newman. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Caught left side. Here's Dell. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop him with authority. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Charger drive about to get going. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. From the 50, here's Herbert. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16, and another 1st down. They'll run with Vidal. And able to get this to the 31.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
He's got Allen. 7 yards there and a first.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
All right.
They'll run on first down. Newman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
All right.
In motion, the tight end. A shotgun snap to Stroud. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 36 yards on the play.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
Under. Two jet.
Stroud looking to throw. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Keenan Allen, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Texans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big fourth quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice gain of 21 yards. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
They're still throwing the football here. Obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's the bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Where's the hot?
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Derwin James with it picked.
And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 41.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receiver...
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Chargers.
Lad McConkey, 41 yards. And the Chargers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2.
It's complete, and he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
To throw with Stroud.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts.
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Completes this to Addison out left. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle but couldn't spring himself free. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Herbert going to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Well, there's still hope, but it's dwindling fast. No timeouts left. They need 2 scores still. 1st and 10 here. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Texans are going to take possession here. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. 40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. To Inigo Stroud, and that is going to be all she wrote. Charles, a lot of